scientific method is in the sense that ideally you could launch at every 1,000 rupees or whatever. So there is a matrix of features and price points that you kind of map out, and at the end of the day you kind of arrive at something which hits at the right price point, makes decent margin, without making your portfolio so complex that consumers don't understand what it is. So I think it's a bit of a science and an art that we use to make sure that the portfolio is robust. As a market leader, so we are probably the only player in the smartphone market which is across the portfolio, across all price bands, and therefore it's absolutely critical that we're present everywhere. It's not just price anymore, because people are also looking for different technologies. So whether you're at the right price point for an entry 3G device or 2G is okay, I mean, these are calls that you need to constantly take. In this category, you can't take anything as fixed beyond 2-3 months.
Right.
So it's a constant exercise, and I think that's where our expertise lies, because we are constantly rejigging our portfolio to make sure that we remain competitive.
Right.
I think the ecosystem is just right now. I think it's finally come to a stage where you can say that connectivity is extremely good. I think most states, thanks to the investments the network operators have put in, have 3G right up till tier 4, tier 5 towns, which is really good news. Because whether we like it or not, good connectivity is important for a smartphone experience. Second is, I think content is getting more and more available. Internet penetration is growing through leaps and bounds. Already 230 million people who access the internet regularly, and a large majority of them from their mobile as well. So I think since the ecosystem is available, we are seeing smartphone penetration go down to tier 4, 5 towns. Of course, we are doing a lot of investment in terms of retail and in terms of education in these towns to make sure that we are getting the max benefit of that growth. For us, it'll be across the board. Largely I think the market's got segmented largely into 3 big segments, and that happens in many big categories. You're looking at really very high-end users, people who want a lot out of their smartphones, always want the latest, very, very heavy users of data. They're consumers like you and me who kind of feel that if I don't have the latest phone, I'm kind of compromising on the way I'm living my life, and it's not helping me in my productivity, etc., etc. So that's one set of consumers. They'll spend anything, and they can afford it. Even if they can't afford it, they buy it on EMI or something, but they want the latest. And then the belly of the market, which is people who understand, look, I don't want to spend 50,000, but I still want a good smartphone, which I think is in value terms the most interesting market, which is the middle, if you might say, the mid-range market. And then the first-time buyers of smartphones, which is in volume terms the largest, not so much in value, but in volume terms the largest, and very important for a player who wants to build a sustainable business.
Right.
Because there is clear evidence that people stick to the brand that they buy first, or at least a large percentage of them stick to the brand that they buy first. Exclusive stores, franchise outlets, but selling only Samsung devices. So that's something that we've started. Till now we used to run our exclusive stores only in big towns, but we're now looking at partners who can help us grow into smaller towns as well. So the question is now of extraction.
Exactly.
I think availability is there. So on extraction is where we want, this entire retail footprint that I was talking about in smaller towns, that's our own exclusive outlet footprint that we feel will help a lot.
Right, and still carry on almost entire portfolio from tablets to phones.
The other thing, exactly. And the other thing is, in fact, including consumer electronic products.
Right.
So we have a strategy of going there together, because those markets are also opportunities for consumer electronics.
Of course. So what would this be?
So they're both the models. So we go there with a complete product range. In some places where we think there is not much opportunity, then we go only for mobile.